Hej, siemano wam wszystkim ludzie, z tej strony Arturo, witam was na swoim kanale i kontynuujemy Synchronicity. Moi drodzy, prawdopodobnie musimy udać się teraz do łowcy w celu poproszenia go o jedzenie. Byliśmy przed chwileczką w tym domku na górze, porozmawialiśmy sobie z kobietą i powiedziała, że wyda nam przepustkę, a raczej nam załatwi przepustkę, żebyśmy mogli wyjść do miasta w zamian za jedzenie. Ogólnie musimy zdobyć jej zaufanie. Znajdujemy się w takim miejscu, że tutaj praktycznie nikt nikomu nie ufa. Każdy może być kretem i każdy na każdego może donosić.
Hi Mike, so what brings you here?
Okej, brak takich opcji dialogowych. Nie mogę go wypytać o jedzenie.
I should be going now. Fine, remember, no question.
Ale to nie szkodzi. Jest tutaj barman, który powiedział, że... No właśnie.
Hello again. What can I get for you?
Jeżeli czegoś będziemy potrzebowali, to możemy się do niego zwrócić o pomoc. Co tu sprzedajecie?
What do you sell here?
Anything you can eat or drink. Anything that fits into a box or a bottle. For other types of goods, talk to the hunter directly. What do you need? Liquor, tobacco, food?
I could use some food.
You're in luck. We have some of these emergency food rations the authorities distributed among the inhabitants of the camp in the first weeks after the Great Wave. You know, a bunch of them just happened to fall into our hands. What do you have to offer in exchange?
Niestety mam tylko butelkę alkoholu. Mógłbyś dać mi to na kredyt do chwili, aż zdobędę coś na wymianę. Butelka alkoholu wystarczy? Chyba nie mam nic, co mogłoby cię zainteresować.
Would a bottle of liquor do?
Let me see. It's a good brand of whiskey, but the bottle's been opened, and there's a lot missing. I'd take it, but I'd need something more.
I'm afraid I have nothing more that can interest you.
Too bad, pal. Come back with something more, and the food's yours. You know how it works. We accept everything. Cash, jewelry, liquor, tobacco.
Cholera no. No i nie udało nam się zyskać troszeczkę jedzenia. Ogólnie ja wiem, gdzie są papierosy, w domu tej kobiety, ale kiedy próbowałem je podnieść, to ona powiedziała, że tego nam nie da. Chociaż z drugiej strony, gdyby udało ją się przekonać, że w zamian za tą paczkę fajek otrzyma coś do jedzenia, to może się zgodzi. Paczka papierosów, dokładnie.
Hello again.
They shot him! Those pigs shot my husband! And what are the three of us gonna do when my husband's gone? We'll lose everything! The house, the money, our privileges.
Wasza trójka, rozmawiałem już z twoimi synami.
The three of you. I've already talked to your two boys out there.
Those two brats wear me down with their antics. I have to chase after them all the time.
They're just children.
What do you know, you rat? I have to run after them all the time. Those kids don't give me a minute's peace. It's exhausting.
Wasza trójka, rozmawiałem już z twoimi synami. Jak się czuje twój mąż? Muszę już iść, ale obiecałem, że ci pomogę i tak będzie.
I should be going, but I promise to help you, and I will. Give me that pass for getting out of the camp, and I'll get you some morphine for your husband.
I don't trust you, rat. First bring me food for my children, and then we'll talk about the pass.
Okay, I'll do it.
No i tak, dalej tkwimy w martwym punkcie, ale z drugiej strony, my daliśmy tym dzieciakom puszki. Może wyświadczyłyby dla nas przysługę i zajumały te papierosy.
Oh no, it's starting again. It's amazing. Everything's changing. Everything. Everything is mutating, and I haven't even moved. I don't understand. I don't understand anything.
Jestem ciekaw, czy z czasem jak ta choroba będzie postępowała, to my tych wizji będziemy mieli więcej.
Hello, Michael.
Potrzebuję waszej pomocy, chłopcy.
I need your help, boys.
How can we help you, Michael?
I have to get something from inside your house. It's something I need so that I can help your father. Understand? But your mother is very agitated, and I need you to give me a hand with her. It's a mission.
What do you want us to do, Michael?
I need you to get your mother out of the house for a few minutes. Just long enough for me to go in and get what I need. Do you think you can do that?
Of course, we're big boys.
I'll owe you. I promise to give you a reward.
Okay, let's do it. A mission.
No i świetnie, o to nam chodziło. Mamy też nowy wpis w ekwipunku. Synowie Kreta wykonali zadanie, które im dałem. Chłopaki zasługują chyba na nagrodę. Rose zna jakiś sekret. No tak. Rose zna sekret o naszym pochodzeniu. Ma nasze ubrania. A my mamy paczkę papierosów. Też nie jest kompletna. Wydaje mi się, że kilka sztuk jest wypalonych. Ale może to wystarczy. Wywrócona szuflada. Dobra, nic więcej już stąd podnieść nie mogę.
Better not. Knowing what's inside that room, I have no interest in going in.
Kret, który został postrzelony.
Oh, my head! What the hell's going on? Oh, God! My head feels like it's gonna explode!
Michael, please, help us, help us. Please, remember, Beechwood Oracle.
Repent! It's the sun! Was it our fault? Did we do it? Yes! We did it!
Enough! Please! Enough!
Please, Michael, help us. Only you can do it. Remember, Beechwood Oracle.
Good God! What are these images? And that woman's voice? It's the same one that woke me up in the trailer. I'm trying to remember! And stop tormenting me! I hope Rod helps me find some answers. If not, I'll go mad. Absolutely mad.
Coś mi się wydaje, że choroba w naszym organizmie postępuje. Na szczęście strażnicy tego nie zauważyli.
Oh no! Here comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid, while everything around me is transformed. Good God. I think I'm starting to lose my mind.
Ale to jest chyba to, o czym mówiłem prędzej, nie? Że z czasem choroba będzie w nas postępować i będziemy mieli więcej wizji. Ale okej, mamy papierosy. Spróbujmy dokonać handlu wymiennego.
Hello again. What can I get for you?
Zjadłbym coś.
I could use some food.
You're in luck. We have some of these emergency food rations the authorities distributed among the inhabitants of the camp in the first weeks after the Great Wave. You know, a bunch of them just happened to fall into our hands. What do you have to offer in exchange?
Mam tę paczkę papierosów.
I have this pack of cigarettes.
Virginia tobacco. There's not much of this in the camp. That's a good start. But it's not enough. The pack's been opened and several cigarettes are missing. I'd need something more.
Would a bottle of liquor do?
Fantastic. I think that's a fair price. I'll take both of them. Here you go, pal. The food package is all yours. Enjoy it in good health.
No i świetnie, mamy jedzenie. O to nam chodziło. Ale czy dzięki temu dostaniemy przepustkę, żeby wyjść do miasta? No właśnie. Jest kobieta.
Here, this is what I promised you.
That's all the food you brought? This will barely feed us for 2 days.
I'm sorry, it's very complicated getting more in the camp. I only wanted to show you that you can trust me, that I can help you.
That's what all you rats in this trash heap say? But in the end, only thing you're interested in is taking advantage of my husband and me.
I've held up my part of the bargain. Isn't that proof enough? Listen, let me have that pass to get out of the camp, and I promise I'll come back with the morphine you need to ease your husband's suffering.
Ah, okay. But you better hurry. Here,
What's this? A bracelet?
it's like an ID badge. Wear it and the soldiers will recognize you. It won't just get you out of the camp. It'll also help you avoid all kinds of problems with the army once you reach the city. I'm not sure I'm doing the right thing by giving it to you. Just don't betray me, you rat. Bring me that morphine from my husband and I promise you, I'll give you lots of money in return. Much more money than you could earn in a lifetime in this shithole.
No, that's not necessary. We never said anything about money.
I have to know you're coming back. I don't trust any of you. And I know that money is the only thing that'll make you keep your word. All you camp rats are alike. Now get out of my sight and don't make me regret this. And don't come back without my husband's morphine. There'll be a fat wad of cash waiting for you.
Okay.
Pieniądze by się nam przydały, żeby porozmawiać z Rose. No okej. Czyli tak, mam bransoletkę kreta. Czy to wystarczy, żebym mógł przejść do miasta?
Go through that gate, and I'll blow your head off with one shot, rat.
Do you need to get a closer look at what I have on my wrist?
Wait a minute. Look, he's got on one of those ID bracelets the camp moles wear. Those cockroaches are very useful to us in here. Lower your gun and let him leave.
You heard him. Get out of here, rat.
No i świetnie. Droga gruntowa.
So, I enter the city. It welcomes me with its most merciless and bitter grimace. What I see before my eyes is not what I expected. Doomsday made it here, too, even if no one in the refugee camp knows it yet. Damn it. The city looks as bruised and battered by the catastrophe as the rest of us.
Akt drugi. Miasto zagłady. A widać, że tutaj ludzie też walczą o przetrwanie. Jakiś staruszek, który próbuje dobić się do tego mieszkania. Ludzie, którzy ogrzewają się przy koksowniku. Nic tu praktycznie nie działa. No i widać cienie żołnierzy.
Help me, please! Help me! Don't let them find me in the street after curfew. They'll take me to the refugee camp. Help me, please! But don't make any noise. There's a patrol just round the corner.
W jaki sposób mogę mu pomóc? Ale czego tak właściwie ode mnie chcesz?
But what is it you need me to do?
It's almost curfew. I need a place to sleep. I need a place to hide, or they'll send me to the refugee camp. Don't you understand?
O co chodzi z tą godziną policyjną?
What is all this about a curfew?
At curfew, the soldiers want the streets cleared. And the way they see it, if you're out on the street after curfew, it means that you've got nowhere to go. You don't have a home. You don't belong here. And that makes you a rat. And so they take you to the refugee camp. I can't go to the camp. Understand? I can't go there.
Potrzebujesz dachu nad głową, nie masz dokąd pójść.
You need a roof over your head, and you don't have anywhere to go.
I used to, but it doesn't exist anymore. I owned an apartment a few blocks from here. The block was badly damaged by the Great Wave, but it was still standing.
And what happened to your home?
This morning we had to evacuate the area in a hurry. We ran out in the streets with whatever we had on. Apparently, the foundation was starting to crumble. And a few hours later, all that was left of my home was a pile of smoking rubble, with 40 years of memories buried beneath it. But I can't let them take me to the camp. I need to get into another house before the curfew. Please, help me.
W porządku, daj mi te nożyce, zobaczę co uda mi się zrobić.
Okay, give me those bolt cutters. I'll see what I can do.
This house was empty, but the army has sealed it off. If I can just get this padlock off before curfew, I'll be safe. I need to get in here. But please, don't make too much noise. If the soldiers find us, they won't hesitate to kill us.
Impossible. I'm sorry. I can't do anything with this.
I need to get in there. I need to get in.
Kurde no, troszeczkę mi szkoda tego staruszka. Szukam pewnego miejsca, to coś w rodzaju magazynu z lekami. Wiesz coś może na ten temat?
I'm looking for a place. Something like a pharmaceutical warehouse. Would you know anything about that?
I don't really know. There's a small medical center just outside the city limits. I suppose you mean that, right? They built it in a hurry, just knocked it together, after the Great Wave. No one really knows what it's for, but there are vehicles going in and out of the place all the time. Whatever they're doing in there, they're keeping it very secret. Not even my daughter would tell me what goes on inside.
Did you say your daughter?
Yes, my daughter, my little Uma. She works there as a nurse. I'm afraid she left me. I suppose she got tired of living with a frail, sick old man like me. Because one day she simply left the house, and I haven't seen her since. It's been months now. I think she was right to leave me. These times are hard enough. You don't want to burn yourself with someone like me.
I'm sorry. I can't help you.
Help me, please.
Kurde no, tak bardzo chciałbym mu pomóc, ale nie jestem w stanie.
Hello, friend. You look lost. Come over by the fire.
It's dying down, but maybe it'll last until curfew.
As long as those uniformed psychopaths don't decide to end our little get-together first, of course.
Hey, look! One of those magic bracelets from the camp. They say that place is a real hellhole. A kind of living death. So, you've come back from the dead. Do they call you Lazarus?
Well, you could put it that way.
Wspominałeś o godzinie policyjnej, o której ona się zaczyna.
You were saying something about a curfew. What time does it start exactly?
Well, it depends on the mood of the soldiers in this zone. But you know it's time to go home when they start taking their guns out of their holsters.
Today they're extremely jumpy. I don't think it'll be long before they start insulting people and hitting them with their rifle butts.
You guys are awfully hard on them. It's just their crude way of showing us affection.
Oh, shut up! In any case, you don't have to worry. That bracelet means you don't have to hide from them. You know, that's one of the privileges that comes with it.
And you? Do you people have to hide?
We try to stay out of their way. The first rule is, be home before curfew. Anyone who isn't gets dragged off to refugee camp. That's one of the strictest laws the Great Wave imposed upon this city.
Wiecie może, jak wygląda sytuacja w innych miejscach? Dostajecie jakieś wieści z zewnątrz?
And do you know how things are elsewhere? Do you get news from outside?
I'm afraid not. With no communications or transportation, and with the army on every corner, we are totally cut off.
Who cares anyway? When you don't know from one day to the next if you're gonna be alive, there's no time to worry about what happens 100, 1,000, or 100,000 miles away.
I understand.
Dlaczego obawiasz się żołnierzy? Słyszałem, że sytuacja wygląda tutaj lepiej.
Why are you afraid of the soldiers? I'd heard that things function better here.
I don't know where you heard that, friend, but whoever told you that was lying. Here, things are very ugly and getting uglier every day. Everything's in short supply: water, food, medicine.
We have a surplus of just two things: misery and violence. Life is cheap here, and getting cheaper all the time, especially since the army took over.
The army. I see. And what happened to the other authorities? The politicians? The laws?
Those are distant memories from the old world, my dear. Get them out of your head, because all that collapsed like a house of cards. Since the Great Wave, no one's got any plan, strategy. We're all adrift.
He's right. The most reliable thing we have left is what you see around the corner. Armed teenagers in uniform on the streets, on the rooftops, just as scared as we are, or more, and shooting anything that moves.
I think our common destiny is to finally die of starvation, of disease, or boredom. I don't know which of the three options I find the most cruel. Who knows? Maybe the most sensible thing is to organize a group excursion and break into Suicide Park.
Suicide Park? Don't call it that. It's not funny. That name's as stupid as that hospital they built in such a hurry next to it. It's crazy. The entire city is starving and sick, and the soldiers keep those medical facilities locked up like Fort Knox.
Co komu po ośrodku medycznym, skoro nikt nie może z niego korzystać?
But what good is it having medical facilities if no one can use them? I don't understand.
No one does, friend, but that's the way it is. I don't know why anyone would want to go into that building, but I can assure you that they're not going to get treated for anything in there, not even for a miserable cold.
Besides, it's a real fortress. The person would be more likely to come out sick from an overdose of gunpowder and lead. You know how it is, dear. There's no cure for love or death. Hey, I like that last phrase. It would make a good opening line for a story.
Oh, will you shut up for once, Ramon? Don't pay any attention to him. In the old world, he earned his living writing stories, and he still thinks that all that waste paper might someday be useful after the Great Wave.
And in fact, it is. A good deal of that scrap paper is fueling this bonfire right now, dear. So I can consider my literary career to have been worthwhile.
Ktoś w obozie wspominał mi o tym miejscu.
Did you say Suicide Park? Someone in the camp told me about that place.
And the first dark stars come out to hang from the sky. We could sit and count them together, you and I.
When the sun departs from Suicide Park. Yes, I recognize the song. But what the hell is it? Is there really a place with that name?
Yes, it exists. After the Great Wave, and when things were starting to get really ugly here, the weakest among us eased their suffering with a bullet, by overdosing, or by jumping from high places. You know how it is. All those dark stars had a hard time finding a reason to go on living.
There was a terrible wave of suicides, and there still is.
The problem is at some point a problem arose. How should I put it? A serious logistical problem. Access to drugs and firearms became practically impossible. So the easiest thing was to grab a rope or a belt and go to Suicide Park after dark.
There was a time when it was hard to find a free branch anywhere in the park.
The suicides in the area multiplied at such a rate that the army closed down the park. They said for public health reasons.
For months, the only thing blooming in that park were the corpses of the hanged. The place became more like a theme park. Lots of fun for everyone.
I told you not to make jokes about that. Don't you have any respect for anything?
Of course not. That was one of the many things I lost in the Great Wave. And one of the things I missed the least, believe me.
Thanks for the chat.
Thanks for the company, friend.
Okej, no dobra, porozmawialiśmy z tymi mieszkańcami i dowiedzieliśmy się kilku ciekawych rzeczy. Ogólnie zastanawia mnie, dlaczego oni nie uciekają, skoro staruszek stara się ukryć przed godziną policyjną.
It's the silhouette of the soldiers guarding the street from around the corner. It seems like those uniformed psychopaths' rifles are projected onto each and every corner of the city.
Mam nadzieję, że dzięki temu, że mam opaskę, jestem nietykalny.
The traffic in this part of the city must have been especially heavy, but now you can barely hear the sound of the few army vehicles still circulating in the surrounding areas.
Ruiny kościoła.
Send us a sign, Lord. We need a sign from you.
Hey, wait a minute. I know that voice.
Are we guilty of arousing your rage? Did we do it? Speak with your tongue of fire, Lord. Purge us with unrelenting justice. Send us a sign. Is this our doing? Are you punishing us for our arrogance? Unleash your thunderous voice, Lord. Release us from this intolerable uncertainty. Did we do it? Send us a sign!
I'm getting a strong impression that man's a fanatic and a little bit deranged, but his sermon made me curious. What could he mean by, we did it?
Did we do it? Are we the guilty ones?
Oh no. It's starting again. It's amazing. Everything's changing. Everything. Everything is mutating, and I haven't even moved. I don't understand. I don't understand anything.
Ale co ciekawe, kiedy mieliśmy tą wizję, wszystko było naprawione, a ta babcia cały czas tutaj siedziała. Mamy tutaj parafian. Ogólnie zastanawia mnie to... O, odłamki szkła. Dlaczego ten staruszek nie wejdzie do tych ruin? Wydaje mi się, że to też jest w jakiś sposób schronienie. Jestem ciekaw, czy z kimś będę mógł tutaj porozmawiać. Wielebny Blake. Przewrócona kolumna, rzeźba. Też mogę z nią wejść w jakąś interakcję.
The catastrophe caused a lot of damage to the statue's pedestal. The fact that the statue is still standing is a miracle.
Może będziemy mogli ją w jakiś sposób później przewrócić.
I'm not going to interrupt him in the middle of his sermon. That would be rude.
No dobra, zastanówmy się. Czy stąd będę mógł gdzieś się udać? Ruiny? No nie, chyba nie.
Illuminate us with your
The catastrophe
fiery
is a
voice, Lord. Send us a sign.
I wouldn't know how to use these glass shards here.
No właśnie, to nie zadziała. Znak metra. Okej, właz do kanałów. Czy ja tędy będę się przedostawał na drugą stronę?
It's rather disconcerting to see such a small building surrounded by such extreme security measures. Could this be the medical center people have been telling me about?
Kamienna fontanna, tabliczka z wiadomością.
Closed for public health reasons is written on this piece of wood nailed to the stump. Wait a
Spróbuję ją zerwać. To może mi się do czegoś przydać.
A bucolic fountain covered with ivy and moss. The park's desolation gives it an air of mystery from the side of the fence. In its day, it must have been home to a school of goldfish, which I suppose are now gradually decomposing inside it.
Southside Park. Would you believe it?
This must be the famous suicide park I've been hearing so much about. Huh. The pun is as witty as it is macabre.
Ale zobaczcie, że to wszystko jest zarośnięte. Brama jest zamknięta, więc dawno ten park nie był uczęszczany. Mogę się udać jeszcze dalej.
The park is closed down, and the front gate is locked shut. If I want to get in there, it won't be through the gate.
Może właśnie przez kanały.
So, let's see. Impossible. It's not that it's super heavy. It's that there's hardly any place to insert your fingers to lift this manhole cover. It's one of the ways into the city's sewer. The Great Wave wrecked this place. Did the same thing happen down there?
Czyli potrzebowałbym jakiś przedmiot, żeby tutaj włożyć i podważyć tą płytę. O, gwoździe, tabliczka z wiadomością.
Use this here? How?
No nie wiem jak.
This entrance is reserved for authorized motor vehicles only. Get away from it. Move on.
Wow.
What the hell? Those savages don't get around. I'd better avoid getting too close to that area, at least on foot.
Czyli bym musiał znaleźć jakiś samochód, którym bym mógł tam wjechać. Ale większe prawdopodobieństwo jest takie, że dostaniemy się tam przez kanały, tylko potrzebuję jakiegoś przedmiotu, który będę mógł tutaj włożyć pod spód, no i to po prostu przewrócić. Czyli jeszcze dokładnie się tutaj wszędzie rozejrzę.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Sure, but make it snappy. Can't you see that we're very busy?
Co się dzieje w kościele? Czy wszyscy zupełnie powariowali?
What goes on inside that church? Has everyone gone completely crazy?
Are you referring to the pastor and his flock? Oh, don't pay too much attention to them. Reverend Blake is a good man. He helped a lot of people after the Great Wave. But he gradually started to lose his mind until he reached the state he's in now.
Well, I stopped by once or twice to listen to him preach. The days are long. You have to find something to do. I try to go at this time of day. There are fewer people because it's almost curfew time. The Reverend seems obsessed with that atmospheric phenomenon in the sky and with religious themes of guilt and repentance. Although I think he's actually just talking about himself. But the most surprising thing about all this is that he has hundreds of followers. And he's attracting more and more all the time from all over the city. And they even let him into the refugee camp once in a while to preach there. People adore him.
Why does that surprise you? We've been following sane leaders since time began, and look where that got us. Maybe it's time to start following the crazier ones.
Well, that's the most sensible thing I've heard you say all day.
Zjawisko atmosferyczne. Masz na myśli tę wyrwę w niebie? W obozie nikt nie wie, czym ona jest.
Atmospheric phenomenon? Are you referring to the gash in the sky? In the camp, no one knows what it is.
On this side of the fence, the authorities have come up with their own scientific term, atypical controlled turbulence in the upper ionosphere. Though I suppose that's just a fancy way of telling us that they have no idea what the hell it was that split the sky in two after the Great Wave.
It makes my blood run cold when that aberration starts to grind out that noise like a piece of rusty machinery.
I wish those scrambled little clouds up there were the worst of our problems, dear.
Oh, shut up.
Okej, dziękuję za pogawędkę.
Thanks for the chat.
Thanks for the company, friend.
Spytam się jeszcze tylko staruszka, czy mi pożyczy ten... No właśnie, to by mogło mi się przydać.
I need to get in here. But please, don't make too much noise.
Nie ma w ogóle takiej opcji dialogowej, żeby od niego to zabrać.
I'm sorry.
Help me!
Odłamki szkła.
I don't think this handful of glass shards would be of any use. I wouldn't know how to use these glass.
Okej, wziąłem plakat do ekwipunku.
Tomorrow comes today. There's something about the composition that's strangely familiar to me. Some memory related to my former life, perhaps? Or maybe it's just a memory glitch caused by the Great Wave.
Tomorrow comes today. Jest jakiś pomnik, dzieci bawiące się w parku.
I can't help staring at this poster. It's as if there's some hidden message in the background of the image that I'm incapable of processing. What the hell is so familiar to me about this image? And why?
No nie mam pojęcia, przynajmniej na tą chwilę tego nie wiemy. Dobra, widzę, że tutaj dalej iść nie mogę. Główna ulica.
A few buildings are still standing, but most of them are propped up or about to fall down, with a handful of city dwellers in the street that look like automatons or sleepwalkers, but there's no doubt about it. I'm on the 5th Avenue of Doomsday City.
Mogę cofnąć się z powrotem do obozu, ale w sumie nie o to tutaj chodzi. Ja muszę w jakiś sposób dostać się do tamtego ośrodka medycznego. Może przy tej rzeźbie coś będę mógł teraz zrobić. Mam kilka elementów w ekwipunku.
Let's see. If I wedge one of the ends of the plank under the statue's pedestal, the other part will rest directly on the base of the toppled column.
Voice, Lord. Send us a sign. We're waiting, Lord. Did we do it? Illuminate us! Send us a sign with your just and vengeful arm! Is this our fault? Listen! It's the fiery breath of God! The Lord has sent us his sign! And I was right! It is all our fault! We did it, and we have aroused his fury!
But what the hell's going on here?
Look! That's the sign! Forgive us, Lord! Forgive us! Repent, all ye sinners!
It's the atmospheric phenomenon I've been hearing so much about. That infernal sound coming from the crack in the sky. It's terrifying.
That is the sign! We did it! Forgive us, Lord! Forgive us! My children! God has spoken to us with his darkest voice. Haven't you heard him? But there's still time. All is not lost. We still have time. Salvation lies in the place where it all began, in the ruins, at the source. We must return to the ruins of the temple. We must return. We must.
Dziwne rzeczy zaczynają się tutaj dziać. Duży i wyrzeźbiony kawałek szkła.
Well, look at that. Next to this enormous hunk of glass, the colored glass shards I picked up earlier look ridiculous. I'd better get rid of them.
Przewrócona kolumna. Okej. Ale wielebny Blake gdzieś zniknął. W ogóle to było dziwne przemówienie. Duży i wyszczerbiony kawałek szkła.
For now, scratch. Besides, I hate the squeaky sound of sharp objects on glass.
No dobra, być może za pomocą tego czegoś będziemy mogli zrobić jakiś promień światła. Bo raczej nie sądzę, żebyśmy szkło mogli wsunąć tam pod tą pokrywę. No właśnie w tym miejscu. Ale spróbujemy.
I don't think I'd gain anything by using this here.
No właśnie. A może w jakiś sposób będę mógł oślepić tych strażników?
What for? Cutting my hand. I'm afraid I can't do.
No nie, zdecydowanie nie. Wejście do metra. Wiecie, spróbuję wszędzie tego użyć.
What for? Too many things in my life have already gone up in smoke. It took a lot to get it. I'm not going to give up this.
Nie zamierzam się go jeszcze pozbywać. Sygnalizator, a może za pomocą tego szkiełka będę mógł coś przeciąć? No raczej nie sądzę, żebym tą kłódkę mógł przeciąć. Ale wiecie.
What for? I'd only end up breaking the glass, or even worse, cutting my hand with it.
No właśnie, skaleczyłbym sobie rękę.
This streetlight is several feet off the ground. I can't...
Okej, no dobra. Zastanówmy się. Wziąłem szkiełko, mam też pineski. Kościelne ławki. Tutaj tak naprawdę z nikim porozmawiać nie mogę. Rozbity witraż. Te postaci w ogóle nie są klikalne. Chociaż wielebny Blake. Mogę z nim pogadać. On po prostu usiadł.
Hello. I heard your sermon and...
Yeah, God has shown us his sign. He has finally spoken to all of us. With his thunderous voice, he has revealed the unknown. We did it. It's all our fault. We did it. But there's still time. All is not lost. There's still time to avoid it. The head of the lion above the flames that holds the key to everything.
Głowa lwa nad płomieniami. Ale właściwie to co my zrobiliśmy?
But what is it we did?
Time's the will of God. It is his heart and his hammer. The centuries and the ages belong solely to him. The celestial empire is a divine clock. Time rotates around God. Its hands are his angels and archangels. Now I see it all clearly. How could we have been so stupid? Our arrogance had enraged him. That's what we did.
This man is definitely crazy. Nothing he says makes any sense.
I beg you, leave my brother in peace. He's very upset.
A, to jest brat tej staruszki. Co zrobiliśmy? Przepraszam, ale nie zrozumiałem ani słowa.
We did what? I'm sorry, but I didn't understand a word you just said.
We sullied his name. We didn't know that each second is a drop of Christ's blood, and that only he can reign over the interval, over the infinite mysticism of the fragment. Only he can reign over time with his incandescent omnipotence, and we were unable to see it. And now he is enraged, and we're to blame. That's what we did.
Wciąż nie rozumiem, co takiego zrobiliśmy.
I still don't understand what it is we did.
Each cycle is a fluorescent gust of God's will, don't you see? Can't you see it? He reigns over the days and the hours from the inscrutable luminescence of his dwelling place. And we are just instants that slip through his fingers. Time is his, and his alone. And we tried to wrest it from him. That's what we did.
Ale okej. O jakich znakach mówiłeś?
What signs are you referring to?
The dark angels of God clamor madly through the open wound that is bleeding the kingdom of heaven dry. Haven't you heard? They were speaking with a thunderous voice. God is furious. That is his sign.
I suppose in his delirium, the man has mistaken that strange sound coming from the gash in the sky left by the great wave as a sign from the heavens. He's definitely lost his mind.
Please be so kind as to leave us in peace. Can't you see that my brother is very agitated?
No widzę, że jest wzburzony. Nawet bym powiedział, że jest troszeczkę zwariowany. Zakładam, że masz na myśli zjawisko atmosferyczne spowodowane wielką falą.
I assume you're referring to the atmospheric phenomenon in the sky caused by the great wave.
No, no! It's the stench of human arrogance that made the gears of the gates of hell grind. And now they're opening up like a festering wound to swallow us all. Can it be that you haven't heard it? That is his sign.
Wybacz, ale nie sądzę, aby to był znak od Boga.
Excuse me, but I don't think that was a divine sign.
We've lacerated the sacred skin of the shroud God enveloped us in. We've betrayed him. We've stabbed him with our infinite arrogance. And you can see the mark etched on the heavens. Through that gash, Lucifer has shouted our name from on high. Satan is calling each and every one of us by name. Can't you hear it? That is his sign.
O jakich znakach mówiłeś? No dobra. Powiedz, czemu możemy jeszcze zapobiec?
Tell me, what is it that we can still prevent?
The wrath of God, the destruction of man. There's still time. We did it, but we still have time. The key is in the ruins of the temple. We have to find the ruins of the temple. Look for the head of the lion above the flames. Bring me the head of the lion above the flames while there's still time.
But this church is already in ruins. It hardly has any walls or a foundation left. You're already in the ruins of the temple.
No, you're mistaken. Bring me the head of the lion above the flames.
That's enough. Stop tormenting my brother. He's exhausted.
The head of the lion above the flames? That sounds absurd. It makes no sense.
Dziwny jest ten dziadek. Chyba najlepiej będzie, jeśli zostawię cię w spokoju.
I think it's best that I leave you in peace.
Yes, leave my brother in peace.
There's still time. There's still time. Bring me the head of the lion above the flames.
Głowa lwa nad płomieniami. Spójrzmy do naszych notatek. Przynieś mu głowę lwa nad płomieniami. Wielebny Blake jest jeszcze bardziej szalony niż przypuszczałem. To dziwne wizje i ten sam kobiecy głos, który mnie obudził. Co mogą oznaczyć słowa Beechwood Oracle? No nie wiem. Nie mam zielonego pojęcia. Głowa lwa nad płomieniami. Ruiny. To było mega dziwne. O, jest szczur. Słuchajcie, moi drodzy. Ja myślę, że do tego ośrodka zdrowia spróbujemy się dostać w kolejnym odcinku. Prawdopodobnie przez ten właz do kanału. Ale o tym wszystkim się przekonamy. Dzięki wielkie za uwagę, trzymajcie się i do usłyszenia. Hej!